I'm Tony Robinson, and I live here in CATHLAMET, Washington, which is part of Wahkiakum County. I was born here, and I did spend a few years away from this town and lived in a much larger county. Decided to come back. My family's lived here for almost 5 generations. I'm not against progress. Progress is important to this community, because without progress you're going backward. But I want to make sure that the progress doesn't cost us more than what it's worth. We hear there might be jobs, but we'd like to know what kind of jobs. Will the jobs be of value to the people in this community? We don't know that yet. That's one of the questions that we need to find out the answers to. They chose this plant at Bradwood, we're told, because it was in a remote area and underpopulated. But we're within a mile of it across the river. Wahkiakum County is a small county. It's one of the smallest in this state. CATHLAMET's the biggest town. It's too close. It's too close to our families. It's too close to our town. Some of the questions that we need to have answered before we can agree that this might be of value is what kind of jobs, what the safety factors are. We're talking about a very highly explosive product parked within a mile of our home. It's a terrorist trap, we're told. Part of the things that worry us about bringing the plant into this community is the cost, and overall costs such as what will it cost us in security. It's going to disrupt the river traffic, we're told. When the ships come in, everything is going to come to a halt. That hits right at the heart of part of our economic base. We have tourism, which is one of the few things that we have on a growing basis. Fishing. If we have to stop river traffic while this is going on, it could have a financial impact on this community. And the communities all up and down the river. The cost to keep this place from becoming a target could be expensive. It could cost us more than it's worth. Some of the articles that I've read about liquefied natural gas is that it's something that economically we need to have because we're running out of other forms of energy. And this is odorless, non-toxic. They don't ever say it's not flammable or explosive. And who is actually going to benefit? We're told it's going to benefit California. I don't think it's going to benefit Oregon, and then we're reasonably certain it's not. They're not putting the plant here to benefit Washington. But it's going to cost Washington, and it's going to cost Oregon to have this plant here. But we could have some significant costs. There are many questions. We all have questions. What will it cost us? What will it do to the community? What will it do to our land values? How safe is it? How unsafe is it? What will happen when they shut the river down when the ships come up? Will the jobs that they tell us are available be jobs that the people in this community can have? We are reasonably certain the jobs will mostly be high-tech, high-skilled jobs, and the available openings for the local people will be in security and janitorial. This is perhaps not the best use of our population. That location over there is surrounded by 2 of the poorest counties in the state of Oregon. Across the river, we have Wahkiakum County, and it's not one of the richest counties either. We have our own problems. We have a hard time using our police force to control the meth problem here. Why do we have to squander our resources to pay for the security for an LNG plant across the river? This is not a good use of our resources. The county can't handle this, and we don't see any large returns in the future. The river is the tides. Everything around here is dependent upon the tides. We think about the tides. People that live on the island run their life by the tides. When the tides come in, we have enough water underneath the hulls of most of these ships that it's not a big problem. We've got some very big container ships coming upriver, and even those are controlled by the tides. When the tide's out, there isn't enough water for some of these ships to come in. So even though they tell us that we'll only lose about a third of the time because of the shutdown of the river when these ships come in, if the tides aren't right, that number won't mean anything, because the tides will control how their ships run too, even more so because they are so much bigger. They are not going to, it's not going to be easy to navigate or to bring those ships up this river at low tide, and I'm not sure they'll be able to.